Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Now, we're in the time of Matthew 24. And starting at 21, it say, well, you know what? Let's start at 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Now we're heading into the winter, or the winter is just beginning, and we're headed into verse 21. Say, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall there be. Now, when you're talking about since the beginning of the world, let's go to another precept that brings this out. Let's go to another precept, chapter 9. It says, 9 verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. You see, so he's saying it's never been this time has never happened. Since the beginning of the world, it never has been like this. This is a specific time where you can't match with no other time in history. Going on and say, and when thou seest part of the signs past, now Yahweh gave the signs in the beginning of chapter 24 of Matthew. He said, which I have told thee before, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You see, therefore, verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, we've seen so many earthquakes, it's ridiculous. And at this specific time in years, they have just went into another hemisphere when you're talking about earthquakes. Then this is another key, and uproars of the people in the world. Now you got the so-called disease that's going around, and people are protesting about the way they're handling the disease. And you have a Great Depression and economic depression due to how they're handling the disease situation. So it's uproar all over the country, all over the world. So we know what time we're in. We know this is the time he's going to visit the world. Now, I want to go into another word, the word visitation, because that brings up another situation. Let's see here. Luke 9. Luke 19. Let's start at, let's see here. Let's start at 41. Now it said, when he was come near, he beheld the city, meaning the Israelites, and wept over it, saying, if thou hast known, even thou at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. For the days shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side. Now, this is the time, we measuring the time of when the Most High is going to visit. First he tell us that the uproars of the people in earthquakes. Then he said, watch out for the wintertime, because the wintertime is going to be a significant part of the situation too. Then he says it's going to be a great tribulation which no other time can match. Same thing with 2nd Esdras 9. There's going to be a time that's only you're going to know what this time is, that he's getting ready to come. Now, this is another part of it when talking about him visiting the earth. It say your enemies shall have a trench around you and to compass you all around. So we already see that these governments are trying to surround us and take control of the society, and mainly those of our nation. Going on in 44, it say, and she shall lie thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation. See, the ones who gonna get caught up in the situation is the ones that's not paying attention, and they don't know the time that he's finna visit this earth, or he's finna visit his people. And he's telling them, when they finna surround you, when your enemy's getting ready to surround you on every side, when these Roman soldiers surround this city, or when any kind of, because they call them Roman soldiers, we know that they are from a specific nation. When they surround you, these red dragons surround you, you know you is in trouble. Same thing even with Moses. He told him, when these red serpents, these fiery dragons start succumbing at y'all, you know it's a problem. Let's get that real quick. He said, and Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must be the Son of Man lifted up. So that's a significant part of the situation, because we the representation, or Yahweh is our representation. Same thing happened to him is going to happen to us. Now in Numbers 21, verse 8 is saying, the Lord said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon the pole, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he look upon it, shall live. Verse 9, and Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole, and it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. You see, these red dragons is being sent. Now, verse 6 is the key. He said, the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people. You see, that's what's going on. These red dragons is being sent to surround his people, and the people that ain't putting faith in Yahweh, they gonna get bit and they gonna die. And see, they putting faith in their enemy. See, they trusting in the enemy. Let's get that real quick before we get the scripture I'm trying to bring out. Let's get why these people gonna get bit by these serpents. So let me get 10. I'm way on the wrong. Ecclesiasticus. Okay, let's get that. 10 and 12. Okay, Salafi 12:10. It said, never trust thine enemy, for like as an iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Now the key part is never trust thine enemy, because that's how these serpents is gonna bite you behind, because you trusting them. And he goes on and say in 13, who will pity a trauma that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh near a wild beast. See, when you trust in these dragons, that's how you gonna get caught up this time. But right when this is going down, this is the time that we've been surrounded. Just like in Matthew. Let's go back to Matthew 24. We've been surrounded by these dragons, and this is a great tribulation. It's never been this way since the beginning of the world to this time. Okay, in verse 22 it's saying, except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. I mean, nobody gonna survive. None of the Israelites is gonna survive this situation if they don't cut the time short and come save them. For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. You see, the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Now, what he gonna do when he shorten them days? This is what he gonna do. In verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. You see, when the great tribulation is breaking out, they trying to kill off all the flesh of the Israelites, exterminate them. He's gonna be in the heaven. There's gonna be a sign of him in these heavens. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Now, before I go on, it's a lady that believes in aliens and stuff. She online straight up telling people, here go these UFOs. I can see them out there, and I see them. They all out there. I see them with the telescope. Now you know if she see them, these dragons see them. Let me finish this. We gonna get back on that point. It says, and then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in clouds of heaven with power and great glory. See, that's how he's gonna cut the time short. He's gonna come in the heaven with great power to save the flesh of these Israelites before they get exterminated. He said in 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sign of a trumpet, and they shall gather his elect Israelites from the four winds and from one end of the heaven to the other. Now let's get back to this other point. Now if this lady is seeing the sign of the Son of Man in heaven through a telescope, you know these dragons is seeing them too. The red dragon is seeing the same. They probably seeing better than what she's seeing. She's seeing them so good. You can see the images of the angels in the face. You can see the face of the angel in the chariot. That's how good this lady is seeing these things. Now let's get why we know these dragons are seeing the same thing. Now here we go. It say let's get 9 first. And the great dragon, see these dragons that's running the government, was cast out of heaven. The old serpent was cast out. And we talking about heaven. That old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. Now verse 12 is the key. Therefore rejoice ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and to the sea, for the devil is come down to you, having great wrath, because he know that he has but a short time. See, it pressed for a short time, because now they see that their rulership is done failed. They done fell to the earth. Their rulership is finished. Their kingdom is fallen. You see, that's what that's talking about. Their kingdom is fallen, and at any time, it's time to war with these, the seed of this woman, these Israelites, the elect. And so that's why they know, not only that, just like this lady is seeing this sign of the Son of Man in heaven with her telescope, these people with their satellites and everything, they've been seeing these UFOs, these chariots of Israel. They've been seeing these things since the 50s, and this 2020, and they got this Area 51 and all kind of evidence stashed away. So they know what's going on, and they know they got a short period of time. It's just that the Israelites is destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So they the ones don't know. But these dragons know. And so that's why they surrounding the Israelites and they getting ready to try to exterminate them. But he gonna crack that sky and cut the time short so he can save some of these Israelites or the elect of the Israelites. And so that's what is coming soon. Because they already got the Roman soldiers around Jerusalem. And just like they did in 70 AD, they are surrounded the Israelites, targeting the Israelites to try to exterminate them. And so he gonna cut the time short very soon and appear in the heaven once they start rounding up the Israelites. Now let's get Second Ezra. I'm gonna close on Second Ezra and show them what's gonna be going on when he crack that sky. Let's see, Second Ezra 16. We gonna get 70. 16:7. It say, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried in the fire." You see, that is when he's going to cut the time short and he's going to deliver them. 74. "Hear, O my beloved, says the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, the great tribulation. But I will deliver you from the same." You see, when that great tribulation comes and they throwing the chosen, the elect out of their house, the Lord is coming to save them. You see? But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.